Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Justin here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll dive into the mind of Edward Elric from the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood anime. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying just sit back and relax. You're in for a treat, so let's get started. In this video, we will be getting into the nooks and crannies of our favorite little red runt, Edward Elric. Who exactly is he? How did his circumstances come to be? And does he ever get any taller? Let's dive in. Edward, often called Ed for short, starts the series as a young man, around 15 years of age, and is the older brother of Alphonse by a year. He is one of Amestris' honored state alchemists. In less glamorous terms, a dog of the military. State alchemists are those who specialize in the study and practice of alchemy and have been employed by the military to serve the people, albeit sometimes acting out various heinous war crimes. Ed and Al grew up with an absent father, but their mother, Trisha, more than made up for it. She was an inspiration to them both, and seeing them take to alchemy, much like their father, she became their main cheerleader. Sadly, at the mere age of 5 years old, Trisha would leave Ed's life, passing away due to illness. Amidst their loss, they were taken in by and raised alongside Winry Rockbell, previously friends with the Elric family. The loss of their mother weighed heavily on the boys, and with seemingly nowhere else to turn to in order to alleviate their grief, they turned to alchemy. They pored over books in hopes to find a way to restore their former happy lives, and in the end they found something bearing similarity to hope: human transmutation. The naivety of childhood combined with inconsolable loss caused them to attempt to perform the ultimate taboo of them all: human transmutation. At 11 years old, Ed along with Al went down to their basement to set up the transmutation. Attempting to bring their dear mother back to life would become the act which would set them on their lifelong journey to restore all they had lost that night. As covered in the show, there is no actual way to bring someone back from the dead as the soul is already gone, something the brothers spend about 64 episodes figuring out. Despite providing what they thought necessary for the transmutation, a steeper price had to be paid. They accidentally opened the gate of truth, which pulled them both inside. Alphonse lost his entire body in the process, and Ed lost his left leg in exchange for the knowledge they had attained. What was transmuted in turn was not their mother, but a mere shell of a human being, a failed reconstruction of what would have been Alphonse. With Al's body completely missing, Ed sealed Al's soul to a suit of armor in hopes to save his brother, losing his right arm in the process. The boys were eventually found by Pinico and taken back to their home, and the military was contacted to deal with the horrid remains in the basement. Recovering from the incident, Ed fell into a deep depression plagued by guilt. He was now bound to a wheelchair and felt responsible for his brother's lack of a body. However, a new spark would soon form. While recovering from the incident, Roy Mustang and Riza Hawkeye approached the boys after hearing the news of their failed transmutation. Roy offered Ed an opportunity as a state alchemist, encouraging him to pursue it and make right what had gone wrong, as well as tempting him with the resources he would have at his disposal to do so. Now fueled with the new hope and by a drive to recover their old bodies, Edward asked to be equipped with automails for his lost limbs and vowed to recover within a year, a feat thought impossible until he did it. Passing the state alchemist exam with ease, he came to be the youngest state alchemist ever seen, at only 12 years old. Upon his success, the brothers returned home for what would be the last time. Together, they burned it to the ground, assuring they could never return. It is also this day that Ed's State Alchemist pocket watch signifies. Don't forget 3 October 11. This event marked the start of a new journey, and they set out to find a way to recover their old bodies, their first objective becoming the search for a Philosopher's Stone to do so. Ed has blonde hair and golden eyes, much like his father. He wears his hair long, either in a ponytail or a braid, with a classic hair antenna sticking out. Throughout the series, you see his antenna help communicate certain emotions such as excitement or annoyance. How convenient. Ed changes clothes somewhat throughout the series, but his trademark look consists of black pants, a black shirt, and his signature bright red, long-sleeved, hooded cloak. On its back is a flamel crest, something that signifies his former tutelage under Izumi Curtis. Now for the elephant in the room. How tall, or short, is he really? Well, at the start of the series, Ed stands at an impressive 149 centimeters, being approximately 15 years old. Any and all reference to his shortcoming is met by violent outlashes, and it is shown to be a prime topic or argument between him and Pinico. Ed is also known to absolutely hate milk, and is pressured throughout the show to consume it in order to grow taller. Outside of this, what's most noticeable about his appearance is, of course, the automail he wears in place of his right arm and left leg. These Automel prosthetics are fully made of steel and custom crafted by Winry and Pinnacle Rockbell. The leg prosthetic runs from his knee down and his arm goes all the way up to his shoulder. When traveling through colder climates, this Automel needs to be changed to another material in order to avoid various malfunctions and frostbite, something that is seen being done in the show as they travel to Briggs. Now, Ed's state alchemist codename is Fullmetal, partially as a play on his metal prosthetics, but also due to his stubborn personality. He's quick-tempered and appears somewhat self-absorbed, but is actually largely guilt-ridden by Al's loss of his body. Underneath the bark, there isn't much bite, and Edward is in truth very compassionate, selfless, and loyal, sticking to what he believes is right. So, what can our runt actually do? A lot of things, honestly. Due to having seen part of the truth during his failed human transmutation, Ed is able to perform alchemy without a transmutation circle, instead simply clapping his palms together. This makes his alchemy instantaneous as well as highly versatile. He's skilled in melee and hand-to-hand combat, often seen transforming part of his Automel arm into a sword, or creating a highly tasteful metal bat or spear to arm himself with. But his strength lies in combining alchemy with his physical prowess. He is often using his surroundings to his advantage, shaping the material around him to create advantageous travel paths, gaining him high ground, or lifting obstructing objects. He then traverses these objects to gain unique vantage points or make a quick escape. What makes his alchemy special, however, is his ability to quickly incorporate other alchemy styles into his own by simply seeing it in action. Let's go through some examples. One of his first adaptations was of Greed's carbon armor. During their fight, Greed makes the fatal mistake of straight up telling Edward what his hardening process consists of, namely carbon. Ed uses this to his advantage by first altering the carbon atoms of Greed's shield so that they weaken, before striking, ultimately shattering the shield and turning the battle in his own favor. He's also seen utilizing a technique similar to Greed at later stages of the show, altering his own Automel arm to fit the density of Greed's armor. Another prominent example of Edward's genius is seen through his adaptation of Scar's deconstruction alchemy. Not having reflected upon it beforehand, during his fight with Scar, Ed realized that alchemy consists of 3 stages: comprehension, understanding the object; deconstruction, breaking down the object; and reconstruction, recreating the object in a new form. Scar, however, stops at deconstruction, stopping at having broken down the object of his choosing. By applying this theory himself, Edward turned the battle by employing Scar's own technique against him, canceling its effects. Ed is then seen using this technique numerous times throughout the series. In short, Ed shows a unique, genius understanding of alchemy and unrivaled adaptability. All in all, Edward's journey came to a happy ending, with him succeeding in getting his brother's body back, by outsmarting God himself no less. By sacrificing his gate of truth, he gave up alchemy itself in order to act as a toll heavy enough to transmute Al's connected body and soul. It was a success, albeit at the price of never being able to perform alchemy again. Ed himself never regains his old limbs, but is seen content with fulfilling his brother's quest. You'd also be pleased to know he gains quite a bit of height, even without the milk. As for his love life, in the end he marries Winry and has 2 children, a relief after all that build-up. Despite losing what previously was a formative part of his life, he is seen at peace with the situation, moving forward towards new things in life, happily. And with that, all is well in the world. God knows he deserves it. Until next time, have a good one. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials My Hero Academia and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.